Everybody want to be bodybuilder, but nobody wants these heavy ass weights.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the 98th installment of Buckets of Duckets. This is the podcast where we don't promise shit or guarantee a goddamn thing. We'll upload an episode whenever we feel like it. Whenever the two of us can get together, that's when you get it. So, my name is Chase Myers. I'm one of your co-hosts. I am out here in Seattle, Washington. Very busy man, as well as my co-host, who is in Louisiana, who's also a very busy, successful, important man. Ladies and gentlemen, why don't we just take a moment and give it up for Josh Watts?
Good evening, shitheads. You could call me a bredophile the way I'm touching this paper. This is episode 98. You like that? This is episode 98.
I'm trying to process that. But
I've had that up my sleeve. I've just been waiting to unleash that. This is episode 98. Do you know how many that is, Chase? That's
how many?
54 half. That's if you doubled 50. If you doubled 54.
No.
That's exactly how many episodes that we've done.
It's not. It's not.
47. 47. We've done double 47 episodes.
That's a big one. Everybody knows that. Also,
I can edit all of this out. I will look right from the fucking beginning. We all know I'm
also,
not gonna.
Yeah, I don't think 47's it either. I think it's 49. 49. Yeah.
What 98. Episode are we on?
98. You remember when I said it a couple minutes ago?
Hold on, 47. No, you're right. All right.
No, hey, yo.
Your math might be right. Maybe you should be the fucking math guy then, huh?
Oh, look, I didn't mean to overstep. Man. It's just, people are driving right now and they're trying to show their work and everything. I just don't want to be responsible.
They're so mad right now. It's not 47.
I just don't want to cause a road rage incident out there in the world. You know what I'm saying? That's not what this podcast is about. We have all the rage so that you guys don't have to have rage. Hey, look, I just want to say thank you. If you're listening to this one, thank you, because we've put you through. We put you through a long drought here, guys.
Wow.
Just so the fact that you're back, man. That's pretty impressive. That's a stand up of all of you.
But also at the same time, I don't want to give you too much credit because most of you worthless fucks probably just forgot to unsubscribe, and then we didn't pop up with a new episode for 2 months, and then we did, and you're like, oh, that's right. I still think I love these guys. You're fair weather fans, and you make me sick.
Or that. It's either what I said or what Josh said. There's really no in between.
Yeah.
So it's either we really appreciate you or you can get fucked. It's one of those two. Which,
your choice.
Pick a side. YouTube people, hello. Nice to see you. I wear hats now. You can go ahead and subscribe. We'll see what happens. See if you subscribe. It's gonna be a surprise if something else happens on here. But it's that's how you would find out, is if you do that. Podcast people, go ahead and follow on whatever platform that you're addicted to. Go ahead and follow on there. Add us to your catalog. Josh has been holding in all of his coughs for right when we.
I've been waiting a month and a half for this.
He's gonna cough right in the mic so fucking hard.
I haven't coughed for a month and a half because I've been waiting for this fucking episode. I'm gonna lean into the microphone and just hack.
Yeah, that's what you get. Yeah, go ahead and do that. So, man, I don't know. How do we explain? What is it? 3 years since our last episode? How do we explain 3 years of stuff in 40 minutes?
There's a new president since we did our last. Episode.
I think there's been 2 new presidents actually. I'm pretty sure. We went straight through an administration right into here. Yeah, I don't know, bud. What was the last stuff we talked about? I think the episode was called something about a magician. There was a magician situation.
Yeah,
going on.
I think that was about the daddy-daughter dance.
Dang, dude.
I think that's what that was. I think it's been that long,
bro. All right, I'm just gonna pick a thing, and I don't know if it goes chronologically from where we left off. But I'm just gonna pick a topic. I'm just gonna pick a topic, and I'll talk about that one, and then maybe I'll talk about something that happened a couple months before
I'll support whatever you decide to
whatever.
do.
Thanks, man. That's the dude. That's why we work, bro.
That's how it is.
I mean, we clearly don't work hard, but that's why when we do get together, we work.
I'm here.
I'm here. Availability is the most important ability. So.
Yeah, you talked about your new jobs. That's one of the last things we talked about.
That is true. So I quit one of them shits. I quit the Mariners, bro. I walked right down on Ichiro.
Bro.
I walked.
When you told me that you were doing that, I was like, "There's no way he's gonna be able to stay doing that. There's just no way. You're not. No."
I enjoyed it. I enjoy people, despite the things that you know about me, Josh. But the
I know you hate every person.
The facade that I put out to the rest of the world is that I really enjoy people. And so, which is why this podcast probably throws people off. Of like, man, Chase is a lot meaner on this podcast than when he's smiling in my face all the time. Because Josh unlocks that about me. Yeah, he unlocks it. He lets me be me. So, all right. So here's what happened with that. So, I take the job and I sit down and they're like, well, clearly you're one of the best people who ever walked in here. Would you like to manage this entire stadium? And I was like, no. Thing about me is I got dreams and other things going on. This is actually like my third job. So like I just want to show up, do a little smiling, get some people a cheesesteak. I just want to keep it moving. They're like, that's totally fine. You can do that. And then I show up and on day one or week one of working there, they're like, would you like to be a lead? I'm like, no, I don't want to be a lead. Y'all already tried to make me a manager. I don't want to be a lead either because I don't want to be responsible for everything. This is my third job. I have dreams. I go through the whole spiel again. And they're like, perfectly fine. And then I come back and they're like, we think we want to make you the lead of this cheesesteak stand. And I was like, I understand this is a great responsibility and an honor to lead these three other people at this cheesesteak stand. But boy, there's got to be a better person. Would you
stop trying to fucking promote me?
Yeah, I don't want your responsibility. I don't want your life. And so, like, dude, they'll send the schedule. They'll send the schedule. It'll be like 6 games.
I don't want the cheesesteak life. Don't do that.
All right, I'm not made for it. All right? So they would send the schedule and it would be like, 6 games or something. And I'd be like, oh, I have shows 3 of those nights, so I can't be there. So I keep telling them that. I'm like, you really want somebody that every time you send a schedule is like, I can do, a third of the games. I can do a half of the games. There's got to be a better person to do this than me. I don't understand. I must just give off like a calming sense to people or something like that, because boy, was I not
real
trying.
Manager vibes.
I must. I don't know. Every time that I miss a game and come back, they'd be like, dude, shit runs so much smoother when you're here. And I'm like, I just don't understand how that is. I don't understand.
You just give off that vibe. I guarantee you that everyone watching this podcast right now is looking at you and they know for a fact that if they could see your full body, that t-shirt is tucked into a very nice pleated pair of khakis.
Bro, I'm wearing a Doc Ellis shirt. That's the dude that threw the no-hitter on LSD. So like,
I'm so into baseball documentaries right now, I don't even know where to start. That's a fantastic one.
I mean, that's what's it called? The No-No or something like that? The Doc. So if it's not, just look up Doc Ellis, bro. Like, I'm not gonna not gonna do the work for all of you guys. However, if you could find this show, I'm pretty sure you could find a goddamn documentary about Doc Ellis. So
on Netflix.
Maybe. I don't even want to tell you that much.
On Netflix.
No. I just didn't want to give him any more. So maybe it's on Paramount. Maybe you gotta find it on Paramount. Good luck.
Discovery Plus.
Good luck. So, I come back. They finally broke me down, and I'm like, all right, what I got to do to be a lead? I got to fill out some paperwork. All right, cool. I'll take an extra 47 cents to fill out some paperwork. They didn't want to give me the full 50. 47 cents. And I'm like, that's fine. And I do it for a couple days, and then I have shows because I'm a star, right? And so I leave, I go do those shows, and when I come back, nobody's at my stand when I get there. And I'm like, man, that's weird. Where the fuck is everybody? And I'm setting up, and it's been like 40 minutes, and still nobody's there. I don't see my manager. I don't see any of these people. And I'm thinking about it, and I had a lot going on that weekend. A story I'll tell later. But I was doing a lot of big shows with a very famous person, because that's just the life that I live.
Right.
Whenever I'm not selling cheesesteaks or feeding TikTok coders. So, dude, what is my life? I don't.
Yeah, it's insane.
And so I just finally get in my head. I was like, man, fuck this. I don't want to do this. I was like, where is everybody? Like, I'm the only one here. This is crazy that I'm the only one here. I'm walking out, like, to leave. Like, I'm just walking out the stadium. And I see I support
this.
And I see one of the guys I'm supposed to be leading at my cheesesteak stand. I see one of the guys I'm supposed to be molding this man. And so I'm like, Hudson, what's up, bud? Why are you working over here at the Crab Shack? What, you don't got cheesesteaks in your blood, bro?
Yeah.
You all about crabs?
Not in your heart anymore?
And he was like, man, they fired our whole fucking crew while you were gone. And I was like, what? And somebody walked out, and somebody else got fired, and Hudson got fired. But when he was leaving out, he knew another manager there, and that person was like, I could take you over here at the Crab Shack. And so, Josh, that meant that they were going to have me train 3 brand new fucking people. When the stadium, it was 42,000 people was the attendance for that day. And I was going to train 3 new people. I had 2 shows that night. Like, I was going to work the game and then go do 2 shows that night at Tacoma Comedy Club. And I was like, nah, this is definitely not what I signed up for. I'm fucking out of here. So I walk out, text my manager, hey, I don't have it. I don't have it in me. I'm not man enough to do cheesesteaks. I just can't.
Is that what you said?
I can't. I told him that I was like, I can't give the time that you guys want me to do this job. Like, this is just not, like, I'm trying to have this be like a passive thing, and you guys keep wanting me to like take on more responsibility. I can't do this shit. So I just walked out and then went and did comedy and had great shows in front of hundreds of people.
With like, don't ever try to use me for recommendation.
Yeah, you'll be nothing in this life if you can't. When I worked at Verizon when I first moved out here, I was living in Kirkland, Washington, and I got hired at. They don't even have these stores anymore. You know how they have like authorized dealers of places? Like, it's like, this is a Verizon, but it's not a corporate Verizon. So they had a authorized dealer that was a Apple store / Verizon, and there was only like 4 of these. They just kept renewing it over the years, and they were like one of like 4 left, right? And I was over there, and I had decided I was done working at that place too.
Yeah.
And so I quit, and another guy quit. We quit at the same time. And the other dude, they didn't say this to me. They knew better than to say this to me. But they told the other dude that he was going to be. I don't know if he said failure. I remember it as failure, but it was at least the sentiment was that, which is fucked up, was just like, basically, you'll never achieve anything in your life because you don't want to work at this Apple / Verizon store anymore.
How bad?
This is the big time, buddy. All right.
You couldn't cut in the big leagues, huh?
Huh?
Jesus Christ. What a small life.
Yeah, the Mariners, they didn't do that to me. They were like, oh, I appreciate your time. They have hundreds of employees. They go through people all the time. So they were actually kind of surprised that I even said anything to them. You know what I'm saying? That I even took the time to text that I wasn't going to be there. But yeah, so I quit doing that shit. I'm done with that shit. Fuck it, I guess I was going to hold it as if it was like 2 different stories, but I mean, they kind of go together, so I guess and this wasn't even a story I was planning on starting off with, but, fucking chaos over here, Joe.
Bro, we gonna fuck wild up in here, bro.
Dude, fuck an outline, get that shit out of here.
45 seconds of Master P before we start recording, shit just gets wild.
Oh, fucking about it. So, I do a show with, Jay Shonda Saikar, who is
Super Troopers, dude.
Super Troopers. He's the director of Super Troopers, director of Beer Fest, director of Dukes of Hazzard. He's in all the movies. He's the Indian guy if you're racist. So
you fucks.
You needed me to say that to you pieces of shit.
Super Troopers is, to this day, it is still, I think, one of the funny. It's just, it hits everything right.
They're just so fucking
that
funny.
That fucking movie kills me.
I did 5 shows with him at Tacoma Comedy Club. So his crowd loved me, dude. Like, loved me.
Yeah.
I sold a
So how
billion
did that happen?
shirts.
How did that happen?
He
The
was
club
supposed to
set it up?
Yeah, he was supposed to bring a opener, and I guess he didn't. And so they hit me up kind of last second. I just happened to have the weekend open, and I was like, I'll come save your show. Does Jay need me to come save this show? Tell him to tell me that that's what he wants. And
Tell him to ask me.
yeah, I'll do it if he asks me. And that's how it happened, bro. He came on his fucking knees and begged me to do 25 minutes in front of him, and I said,
I can't
man,
fucking believe that this is the first time hearing about this. That's crazy.
I've been holding in so much stuff, dude. I've been trying
damn,
to
dude.
yeah.
Was he cool?
He was cool as shit.
That's somebody I would be like not starstruck, but somebody I would be excited to meet.
Yeah, no, he was cool as shit, man. It like you do the saying, you act like you've been there before, and so
Fuck yeah, dude.
So he walks in, I'm like, "Sup, Jay?" Just real casual.
That's my seat there. Don't sit in it.
Yeah. and so the first night I just kind of play it cool, just act like I'm just always doing shows with Super Troopers.
Yeah.
And
Is his stand-up funny?
His stand-up's good. So he does the thing where I don't know that he started as a stand-up. I think he started more as like a sketch, like improv guy and stuff like that. Yeah. Like he's out of Chicago. But I think it was one of those things of like he got famous from the movies, and so he knows he'll sell out places, so he started doing comedy. But he has been doing it for a long time. But his act is basically like showbiz stories. Right. It's cool. Yeah. Which is awesome. Yeah. So it's here's a time I smoked weed with Willie Nelson. Here's a Willie Nelson story. Here's a masturbation story. Here's a story. Here's a story about being on set of Beer Fest. He literally brings people on stage to chug a beer with him.
Fuck yeah.
Does a joke where he's like, if you beat me, you get you're gonna win a part in Beer Fest 2. And then, the joke is like, there'll never be a fucking Beer Fest 2, and chugs the beer. Smashed on Thursday. He smashed some people. They should have been embarrassed. He bam, put it down. And then the rest of the weekend, I think he was like trying to let them win because I could kind of see him like slow up a little bit.
Not in my heart.
And he's got some like. He's got some tag to it that's slightly problematic, but also just kind of like fun. Where he's like, so the sequel to Beer Fest is Fuck Fest. Go to the green room and lube up or whatever the fuck. And that's his joke. Yeah, and it's like, he's gonna fuck that guy. That's so funny. He's gonna fuck him. He's gonna fuck that dude backstage. But super nice dude. Loves golf, so we bonded on golf. Dude, he plays golf. He told me 7 days a week. He plays golf every day. He walks the golf course. He doesn't even do a fucking golf cart. He walks it because because we drank a lot after those shows. I mean, he's chugging
out with him after
a little bit, like not like we didn't go anywhere, but like hung out at the club and stuff like that.
Every day.
Yeah, he was telling me. So I love golf. I'm a golfer.
Yeah, you're.
I'm a golf. So,
I golf.
So I was like, I asked him what he shot, and he was like, "Oh, I shot an 86 today." And I was, I was like, "Okay." I was like, I'm normally I'm like a 92 guy. I was like, the best I ever shot was like 84, and he was like, normally I shoot like 80, but I didn't have a caddy. And then that's when I realized that I'm talking to a very rich man, and. I was like, oh, yeah, so we're playing much different. So you're shooting 80s.
It's a totally different sport.
You're shooting 86s at like a PGA level golf course. I'm shooting 90 at like the Breck Club, like the public golf course, and you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so that I had to calibrate my conversation the rest of the way after that, because I was like, yeah, I've never even been to a club where there would be an option to have a caddy. So, all right, clearly we're doing very different things here.
All right, I get it. You're showing off. Okay.
All right, yeah. But it was funny. So I'm asking him about it, and what I realized is like, because he's showing up to these golf clubs, he's showing up by himself, And so I was like, so wait, are they, like if I show up to play golf by myself, they don't usually let like a single just go out, like they pair you with a group. So I was like, so they just pairing you with a group? And he's like, oh yeah, I got paired with these 3 dudes, whatever. I was like, so 3 dudes just went to go play golf and Jay Shonda Sycar was their fourth in their group. That's what you're fucking telling me? That you just fucking super trooped into their fucking. He's like, yeah, I gave them tickets to the show. They're coming tomorrow night and stuff. It's like, bro, what a fucking day! What a fucking day!
You're never gonna believe this. So I was playing golf and a fucking super trooper is on our team.
Yeah, hella cool. I sold so much merch because of this man. Because first off, that club's very professional, and so like they sent me this long text like beforehand of like, all right, do you need like walk up music? Are you selling merch? Are you planning on doing a meet and greet? Which to me that's the same thing, but and so I was like, yeah, I'm planning on selling merch, and it says like in parentheses like with headliner approval and stuff like that, and I was like, yeah, I'm selling merch. I'd like to see him stop me. And
do you ever ask? You don't ever ask, do you?
No, I just do it. I think you're a dick if you don't let your openers sell merch. They're making no money compared to what you're making,
right.
And it doesn't affect you at all. And if you can't outsell me,
you shouldn't be headlining.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't be headlining. So, so the club came up to me when we got there. They were like, Jay's totally cool with you doing a meet and greet, which is hilarious because I'm like, I'm not doing a meet and greet. I'm fucking shucking shirts at the end of this.
Right.
Like, oh yeah. But sure. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. He was like, but he just wants to make sure that people come to his line first. So he's going to have his picture and then you can set up your table like right next to it. And I was like, yeah, that's kind of how I figured it would go. So totally fine. And so, but what that means is at the end of the show, instead of the whole audience, like, you know, as a stampede walking by and me just kind of catching a couple people as they come up, they're waiting in line to take a picture with Jay, and then two at a time are walking by me. So now it's like a slower, they all have to make eye contact with me. They're all I also did really well, so they're like, you know, they were like supportive because I'm very funny. So I'm like, every person that's taking a picture with them are buying a shirt from me and then going out or whatever. So it was like, it was hella clutch, and especially because it was like a last second gig. So I just suddenly like, you know,
dude,
I had hella fucking Duckets. And so I'm talking to Jay, my buddy Jay, and just my friend, you know, and I was like asking him because I sold out of merch by the fourth show. I didn't even have merch by the fifth show. I couldn't even sell it. So I asked him, because he's asking me about it. I was like, you don't sell anything? And he was like, well, I used to sell my book, because he wrote a book. He was like, I used to sell my book, but
I have it on Audible.
That's hilarious. He's like, but I'm traveling with a bunch of stuff, and I have to bring my golf bag, and so I don't want to bring. So he chooses to bring his golf clubs instead of bringing merch. And I was like, yeah, rich guy shit, man. I got it. Like, you just don't care. So I'm all excited about the weekend. I'm telling Linda about it, my girlfriend Linda, that I live with now, with happy home.
That's the real reason it's been a month and a half. He just doesn't want to say it. That's the real reason.
I started
a whole new life in between the last episode.
There's a lot of good changes going on.
They have 3 kids already. Since the last episode, they have 3 children.
3 kids and 7 dogs, bro. It's a lot going on over here.
He's retiring next week. It's fucking nuts.
Dude, it comes quick, bro. They say life is fast, and like, bro, like, hey, yeah, once you decide to grow up, it's over, bro. Like,
it's done,
over.
Dude.
And so, but luckily I've been investing well, and my portfolio is nice, and so, Buckets and Duckets, baby. What you thought this was called? What you thought we called it for? So, I'm telling her, and we're watching New Girl, and we're trying to get through New Girl together.
Is that good? I've wanted to watch that.
It's pretty good. It's like, so the thing about it is TV changed like during the show. You know what I'm saying? Like where it was no longer a thing to have 24 episode seasons. Of a sitcom, but it has that, and so like it's just like, man, it's been a while since I've had to fucking trek through a 7-season 20-something episode each season.
Holy shit, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's just not how TV is anymore. It's like 10 episodes. You can watch 8 seasons is 50 episodes, and so
that's crazy.
So it's taken a while, but yeah, it's a good show. It's a cute sitcom. It's a good sitcom. It's funny, you know, whatever. Yeah, if I don't need to fucking jerk off New Girl. And so, But we're watching an episode, and it's like it's after this happened and stuff, and no shit, the episode we're watching, Jay directed.
God damn.
Like I had to rewind it back. I was like, wait, I swear to God, my best friend Jay Shonda directed the show, and fucking yeah, he did. Oh, by the way, all right, so it took me the whole weekend to figure out how to say Shonda Sycar. And I mean, my southern ass cannot handle that.
No, he can't expect you to.
Yeah, and he didn't. But I'm also not, because I'm featuring, I don't have to ever say it. My buddy Jay, I just call him Jay, right? But my friend Tyler Smith, who's hosting, who, by the way, that show is stacked. Tyler's a headliner in his own right. I'm a headliner. Jay is obviously Jay. And so Tyler accepts a hosting gig just because he wants to. He's like, dude, I just want to do a show with Super Troopers. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the very first time he goes up, Tyler's telling me how nervous he is. He's like, dude, I watched a clip of him on Colbert, and I just have been listening to Colbert say his name over and over again, trying to get it right. And it's like, Shonda Sycar, and he's trying to get it right. Jay comes in and tells him his name, and he says it slightly different than how Colbert said it. I don't remember. Fuck. Yeah, I don't remember. And so it's in Tyler's head, and we're all laughing about how he's going to fuck it up and stuff like that. And so he goes up on the Thursday show, and dude, he played it so well. Like, the crowd starts losing their shit. Like, just are you guys ready for your headliner? And the crowd is like going crazy, like fucking frenzy up in there. And he directed Super Troopers. He directed Beer Fest. He directed keep clapping. And everybody's clapping. And he's like, Jay, shut up. And he moves the microphone. He moves the microphone away from him to where you can't really tell that he fucked it up. I was like, dude, that was a pro move if I've ever seen. I was like, that was amazing. Whatever. And
that's
it worked.
Professional.
It worked for that one. But then the Saturday, it was either the Friday late show or Saturday late show. It was like a little less people, and they weren't doing that where they were like already fucking like, he had to kind of get them to get up. And dude, he botched it so bad. He's like, Jay trying to fuck Jay trying to like brought him up. It was like the last one. He fist bumped him, and Jay was holding his vodka soda, and he fist bumped his vodka soda and like spilled it and shit.
God damn!
It's like, yeah, he was like, "I'm just gonna go home. I'm going home right now." I was like, "Bro, you fucking fell at the finish line, bro. Like, you pulled it off all weekend, and I think it was the last show. The last show, he fucking botched it. Yeah, but no, I felt so bad for him. I had the whole weekend to try to learn it, and I still, and it wasn't until like
but you didn't have to say it.
Yeah, I just needed to, because I kept doing the thing. I kept doing that racist ass thing that some of our followers were doing, where I kept being like, the Indian dude from Super Troopers. I had to keep doing that. But yeah, racist I've changed my ways. All right, I've
cracker ass racist motherfuckers.
I've processed what I didn't like that about me, and so I processed it and I changed. I worked through it, man. Look, you can change. That's what we're trying to say here, Buckets and Duckets, is that if I can change, you can change.
But you don't have to, because we love you just the way you are.
Yeah, unless you're one of those fair weather fucking bitches.
You fair weather broke bitches.
Unless you're one of them, then we cool. But yeah, nah, dude, it was fucking dope as shit. It's like also just crazy performing with a dude who you watched his fucking movies whenever you were like in I was like in middle school, like early high school and shit. Like whenever I saw it, I know that hurt you.
Yeah, dude, that's
but
what?
Oh, did you have something to say? Because we're done.
Really
we're fucking done,
us, bro.
Yeah. If somehow we attracted a new listener to this episode, we do it on Zoom, and even though we got Buckets of Duckets, I'm not giving one of them fucking Duckets to Zoom. So we got a 40-minute time limit on all of our episodes. But we may be doing more than one in a shot tonight, just to try to, because I schedule's crazy, bro. Schedule's crazy. All right, so yeah, I quit the Mariners.
Fuck the Mariners.
I work with Jay Shonda Sycar.
You stole that hat on the way out?
I took this hat right on the way out. I put it
from a player. Just took it off.
Yeah, I took it right off, right off Luis Castillo's
Ken Griffey
head.
Jr. Right off of Ken Griffey Jr.'s head.
Dude, I've seen Gary Payton like 3 times at the stadium, because he's always like, Yeah, he's just around. He
Do
threw
you
out,
act like you've been there before? You don't like.
he
try to
threw out
take
the
a
first
picture,
pitch.
you know?
I'm not like close to him, like, but I was just like, oh, that's Gary Payton over there, like that type thing.
I would say every time I saw him, I'd say, "Hey, I used to pick you in Tecmo NBA '95 every time, bro."
No, Ichiro is like still hanging out there. Ichiro retired like 3 or 4 seasons ago, and he just can't stop himself from playing baseball. So he literally takes like opening, like he takes fly balls with the team every game, like in full uniform. And he just can't stop. And he looks just like he's like 48 years old. He looks exactly like he always did on the field. It's like I had heard those stories about him that he can't stop playing baseball. So the Mariners like gave him like an ambassador contract basically. And
That's
he,
so funny.
but he like, dude, in full uniform, will show up like and take fly balls and like there'll be active players behind him in right field and he's taking every rep. It's so fucking funny. He just can't.
Good.
There was a quote that he had. SB Nation did. Well, I guess they're called Secret Group now, but they did a documentary about the Mariners, and they were talking about how Ichiro is like had this rigorous schedule, like his whole life revolved around baseball from when he was in Japan, and he played. He played till he was 43. Like he played till he was 43 in the league, and they asked him, like, what are you going to do when you finally retire and stop playing baseball? And he said, probably die. And he doesn't speak a lot of English. He doesn't give a lot of English.
That makes it better. What's going to happen? I'm probably going to die.
I'll
probably die of sadness. I'm going to go home and die of sadness and loneliness.
Like, Ichiro, you made...
Is that the answer you wanted?
You made hundreds of millions of dollars. You're a Hall of Famer. You had 3,000 hits. You had 1,200, 1,300 hits in Japan before you came over and got 3,000 hits in America.
And now I get no more hits.
And now no more hits. What am I if I'm not getting hits? And so to save his life, the Mariners gave him like an ambassador contract that it's probably like $50,000 a year. It's probably not even like that much. And he fucking takes fly balls every game.
I mean, that's the love of the sport.
Yeah, just
that's
crazy.
Like, I don't even do open mics anymore.
Yeah.
Like that's
right. Yeah, dude, that was like my favorite part of working at the stadium, by the way, was like getting there. Like you get there like hours before the game. You get there real early. If you like know what you're doing, clean up and stuff, you can kind of just walk around. And so I would go watch. I would go watch batting practice. I would go watch the pitchers warm up. So all that shit was like what was like really keeping. It wasn't the love of cheesesteaks. I was doing it for the wrong reason, clearly.
Oh, fuck, man, that's why you didn't last then. You didn't have the pureness in your heart. You didn't love the cheesesteak. You were there for the secondary, the baseball.
That's on me. That is on me. I'm willing to take that. I know where I messed up once again. Lots changed, bro. I got out the cheesesteak game because my heart wasn't there. I quit saying the Indian dude from Super Troopers. Like, dude, I'm growing as a man. I got 7 babies, bro. I gotta grow up, wake up at some point.
This month and a half has been huge for you,
dude. You're not talking to the same Chase Myers. I don't know if you realize that. This is a distinguished Chase Myers.
Oh, speaking of merch, Chase.
Look at it.
Look at that, you dumb fucks. Look at this.
Can you read it, you dumb shits?
Can you read it, you broke bitches? I have a joke now, and I have merch that says morbidly obese. And Chase, I did that joke for the first time a couple weeks ago at a brewery show. And I hate to do a bit on the podcast, but I got to tell you, bro. I asked the crowd, I told them about how I had to go see a doctor and he wanted to check my BMI. And I asked the crowd, does anybody know what the BMI is? And then all these yuppie fucks down here can't wait to yell out the answer. So they just scream out, body mass index! Like the whole crowd. And I always...
A lot of yuppie fucks?
And I
didn't know that.
Don't call me out on that.
I've been there.
So they yell out body mass index, and I say, that's right, body muscle infrastructure. And then I talk about, whatever, that my doctor told me mine was so high that he said I am technically morbidly obese. And then I brag about how I've been telling my wife that for years, and now it's finally backed up by the science that she loves so much. And I have this shirt on and say I even got a shirt made, but it went over so well. Me and Mike did that thing. I was trying to come up with a new bit. I was working on a new bit, and Mike Honore, friend of the show, Mike Honore, yep. He likes to challenge you to fit phrases into your jokes. Like, we'll try to come up with a funny thing to add to a joke or whatever. And he helped me come up with some tags that I got in, and I don't know why I'm getting so technical about it. I did a show at a brewery, and I did some new bits, and it was fun as fuck. And Jason Leonard got a good video of it from Lafayette Comedy. So now when I submitted to Altercation Comedy Fest with a video from 2016. So it'll be good to have some current video.
Some current video. Yeah, that helps, bud. That helps. So we're gonna eventually figure out the website merch situation. If you go to our website now, bucksatduckets.com, we do have merch on there, but I'm probably gonna pull it off because here's the thing.
They always trying to fuck us.
Boy, do people try to fuck us. And so we use a company called Printful that was recommended by Wix, who I guess if I'm getting down to it, that's who the big fucker is here. That's who's fucking us. Yeah, that's who's gonna recommend me some bullshit that they did. Gonna recommend that I bend over, and so this company, I went with them because I read it as like, oh, we'll make it whenever it's ordered. We don't have to have like the stock on hand. We'll do all the shipping and stuff, and then you'll get the profit off of it. And I was like, perfect, because I don't want to be sending out packages and stuff like that. And so I was like, that sounds great. Signed up for that. But what I didn't either I didn't notice or didn't read or whatever the fuck was that every time that we sell a shirt or a beanie or any of our great merch that has brought so much joy to people,
all over the world,
some college shirt, anytime that's happened, it pulls the amount from my checking account first, and then after it ships a week later, they then credit back like with whatever profit that I have for it.
Which is a weird fucking way to do it.
Which is a tough way to do it, dude. And so I'm losing money for a period of time until I get the money back or whatever. And then sometimes, depending on our margins on it, I might have actually lost money. So it's not really that good of a situation is what I'm trying to tell you. I don't know why I'm getting all into business. I just want y'all.
Stop buying our merch. You're really fucking us.
Yeah. So I don't know. So we're probably going to go to like Shopify or some shit like that and set up a Shopify account and we'll do it there. But you will be able to get Morbidly Obese shirts very soon online. Josh is also going to have him at his shows. So.
And I got Dad Squatch stickers coming too.
There you go. Hey, we got less than a minute. You want to tell them?
Less than a minute. If you're in town on June 28th, I'm doing a show in Slidell. There's other shows, but we're about to record another episode.
Yep. All right. Bye, everybody. You can see me in places too.
See me in places saying stuff.